First, I'll confirm member access. As a preliminary matter, this is Julie Grace, Chair. Permit me to confirm that all members and persons anticipated on the agenda are present and can hear me. Members, when I call your name, please respond in the affirmative. Ida?
Aye.
Danny?
Aye.
Pan?
Aye.
Sarah?
Aye.
And Christina?
Aye.
And Julie? Aye. So, good evening. This open meeting of Grafton Cultural Council is being conducted remotely consistent with Governor Baker's executive order of March 12, 2020, due to the current state of emergency in the Commonwealth due to the outbreak of COVID-19 virus. In order to mitigate the transmission of COVID-19 virus, we've been advised and directed by the Commonwealth to suspend public gatherings, and as such, the governor's order suspends the requirement of the open meeting law to have all meetings in a publicly accessible physical location. Further, all members of public bodies are allowed and encouraged to participate remotely. The order, which you can find posted on the town's website, www.grafton-ma.gov, allows public bodies to meet entirely remotely so long as reasonable public access is afforded so that the public can follow along with the deliberations of the meeting. Ensuring public access does not ensure public participation unless such participation is required by law. This meeting will not feature public comment, just because I don't think there will be any. For this meeting, Grafton Cultural Council is convening by Zoom as posted on the town's website, identifying how the public may join. So there's more to it, but it's more about Zoom. So I have an agenda up. Let me I'm actually going to 2 monitors tonight, so I'm hoping it'll work better for me tonight.
So the first item on the agenda is to review and approve the minutes from the previous meeting.
Yep. So let me start screen sharing my screen number 2. So yeah, we're gonna, oh, and also, well, so let's introduce ourselves. So, because we have someone new. So
That's
I'm
true.
Julie Grace. I'm the chair of the of this committee, and I've been a resident in Grafton since 2001. And I love art. So, so Mita, do you want to go next?
So I'm Mita Mitchell and I'm treasurer. I've been a member on this committee for 7 years, 8 years. This is my 8th year, I think. And I have been in Grafton since 2010.
Nice. Danny?
I'm Danny Morris, new-ish to Grafton in the last 3 years, and new to the committee. This is my first year here.
Oh, and Danny is also the co-chair, or yeah, very good. Pan?
Yeah, hi everyone. Thanks for the introductions. I guess you know, this is very exciting for me to be here, and I've been in Grafton for 16 years or so, since 2004 or 5-ish. I'm also on the Historic District Commission, so if anybody's interested in learning more about the town commons, you know, come talk to me. We have some exciting things to tell you about.
I think I'm going to see you tomorrow night. I'm on the library building committee, so
Oh, well, there you go.
more exciting things to discuss.
Very exciting.
Sarah?
Hi, so I'm Sarah Kinsman, and I've been in Grafton since 2016. This is the start of my 3rd year for the Cultural Council, and I love art and all kinds of things cultural, so this is exciting.
And Christina?
I'm Christina Hogarty. I've also been on the committee for 3 years. I've been in Grafton for going on 10 years.
Yeah. Christina and I started on the same day. We were sworn in the same day.
I'm very grateful we
Nice.
are too for all the people who volunteer for this committee.
Very nice. All right, so we have the meeting minutes. Has everyone had a chance to review and read them and see if there was any corrections? Were they sent out? That's what I don't remember. Is that,
They were
has
sent
everyone
out,
had
but
it?
not till today. My apology. They went. I sent out an
Okay.
email with the agenda and the minutes.
Okay,
I know that I've read through them, but I don't remember seeing any typos. And again, I was just kind of quickly scanning because I saw it today.
mhm. All right. I hadn't seen anything either. I had read through. So if we want to vote to approve them, I'll have the motion.
I motion to approve the minutes.
Okay,
And I second that.
okay. So we'll vote. Mita,
Aye.
Danny,
Aye.
Pan,
For this one,
Oh,
should I
that's
be
right.
absent because I didn't really attend? So I will.
you can be absent, that's okay.
Yeah.
Sarah,
Aye.
Christina.
Aye.
And Julie is aye. So the motion passed. Okay, financial report.
So if you could share this one I sent you, please, Julie.
Yeah. Is this it
I
here?
just wanted to. Yeah, that's great. So I just wanted to bring you up to date with where we were on 2021. So we have reimbursed several people since the start of the year. Most of them are on the late side, and we're still waiting for the rest of the people to submit submit reimbursement requests. I don't know the status of the Blackstone Valley Arts Association, whether they did anything this year, but last year they did it very late, so they might still be planning something. I haven't heard whether Milbury School did do the chain reaction. I haven't, and Clapham Hill definitely have had a concert, but I haven't received a request for payment yet. The Small Stones Festival has only just concluded, so I expect to get that in fairly shortly. The Grafton Public Library, again, it hasn't quite finished its program, so I'm waiting for that to come in. On the Polish book on Polish immigrants, Zosia, the book has now been successfully published. We're waiting for presentation to the public of the book, and that's going to be done in January next year now. So I offered them an interim, but they didn't respond. So I think they're just going to wait till they finish. The Day of the Dead celebration did take place, and I haven't yet received the reimbursement request. So our total encumbered fund for at the present moment for 2021, out of a budget of $10,225, is $5,280. And just go down a little bit, please, Julie.
Yep.
I just wanted to bring it to your attention because I'm in the middle of completing the annual report, which includes some of these figures. When we calculated the amount of money we had available for granting, we noted that we had encumbered funds. This is the 15th of October when the deadline was, So at the time, the encumbered funds for 2021 were 6,975. Plus, we have a total of $2,635 carried over from 2020. So they're not finished until February 2022. So our total encumbered funds was 9,610. Now, you may remember with the pandemic in 2020, a number of artists were unable to perform as they expected. And I believe at least one of them is still trying to do it. That was the one of the performances they were trying to get finished. So just so you're aware, this is the kind of reason why we end up often every year with certain surplus funds. It's because people are given a grant, but they may not always claim it in full. They may not always claim it. And of course, in the pandemic time, it's even harder to get things done. So anyway, that's just for your information. And I mean, I don't know if I need to remind you what the amount of funds we have available for dispersal today, but it's written down one piece of paper. If I find out what the paper is. We had a grant this year for 2022 from the Massachusetts Cultural Council of $9,400. We have set aside an admin amount, which is noted in the minutes of the last meeting, of $470. We have added back in $415, the admin fund for last year, which was not spent. And we also had a number of other funds available, small amounts of other funds available. So the total available for granting this year is $11,496. And that's mainly a couple of people who were given grants in 2020 who were unable to meet the deadline, basically, and they didn't think they could actually achieve it at all. So that they haven't been, their grant has been replaced by one given them in 2021. So if they had applied in 2020 and 2021 and they hadn't used the funds in 2020, they were given the choice of continuing that grant or using 2021 funds, and that's why we have some funds left over. So anyway, $11,496, which a casual look at the panel will tell you is not enough money to give everyone what they want.
Now, what's the total for the applicants? It was 22,000 something?
For the amount that's available to grant this year is $11,496.
Right, but the applicants, if you just totaled
Oh,
up.
sorry, yes, it was something like that. Yes, sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's okay.
I haven't,
So, yeah.
I haven't actually counted it up, actually, Julie, because I didn't think it was worth it, because some of them I would like to know, we may decide not to go with forward with anyway. So.
Yeah, I had looked at it just because I wanted to know how much we need to whittle down.
This is probably the largest number of applications we've had since I looked back for the records, and we had a similar number in 2012.
So Mita, is this and maybe maybe someone has asked this before, is this going to be like a grant? Is it all or none, or we can do like partial awards?
We normally do partial because we don't normally have enough money to give everyone what they want.
Yeah.
Partly because some of the funds, these funds we're talking about are the 9,400 is a very large amount compared to what we've got in the past. And it's been going up steadily, so we're getting more money. But in the past, we've had small amount of grants available, so we've always had to give people partial grants. If you look at I don't have the figures in that last one, do I?
Of what?
Of the budget amounts. No, I don't. Yeah, no, I haven't put to 2021. So, but normally there's three choices really, Pan. We will decide that the applicants do not meet the criteria and therefore can be rejected. We have applicants who do meet the criteria and may get close or all of the budget they ask for. And we have applicants who do meet the criteria, but are less accessible to every person in Grafton, and therefore we give them a smaller amount. So I don't actually have the figures, but if you look at the values here, Blackstone Valley Art asked for 350. That was their budget, and they got it. Assabet Valley Master Center has a budget of $22,000. No, sorry, $84,000 a year, and they asked us for I think 400, and we gave them 150. Milbury School Chain Reaction, they had the cost was $500 for that performance. Grafton Hill has a budget of $18,460, and they asked for 22,000, and we gave them 500. Apple Tree Arts had a budget for this particular activity of $1,400, and we gave them the full amount. So
And they can go to other local towns, I'm guessing, to request additional budgets, right?
Yeah, Apple Tree is less likely to do that because they're based in Grafton,
ours, yeah.
But Assabet is based in Northborough, and Grafton Hill is based in I always get it wrong. Is it Milbury?
Milbury or Northbridge? I can't remember.
Yeah,
I think,
so Northbridge, there's a place in Northbridge. It does theatre, which is they always apply for a grant.
Yeah.
We don't really have many students going there, but we usually give them some amount to support them. Okay, but that's sort of an example of that.
yeah,
And one of the things we say is that if you don't have a full budget, if we don't give you all the money you ask for, how are you going to pay for the rest of it? So that's one of the things we put down in our local rules, which I sent you. The ones which we post on the Massachusetts Cultural Council website that give guidance as to what Tower Grafton is looking for.
do we want to start looking at the panel book?
That would be great.
Okay.
Yeah. Does anyone want to have any questions about the finances other than that?
No.
No. Okay.
All right. Everyone can see, is this looking really big on their computer screens, or should I make it bigger or smaller? Is that good?
If you can make it bigger, that might be better.
Oh, bigger? Okay.
I can't read that. I don't know the wrong place, but anyway, yeah.
That's good.
Okay.
I like that. Yeah.
Well, I don't know what your monitor sizes are, so that's why I want to.
That's true. But
You can change it too. At the top of Zoom, there's view options. So if you need to zoom in and out a little bit, you can.
is that the first page, Julie?
Yeah, this is the first page.
Because it seemed to start on the second page for me.
Yeah, this is starting at number 11.
Oh, hold on. Sorry,
Okay.
I had already
Right.
scrolled down a little bit.
So
All
I
right.
don't know how much you've been able to look at this, but this is a list of quite a number of these, and what we could do is go through them individually, and then I could comment to you on historical background when necessary.
All right, that sounds good. Should we just go down to their applications, or do you want to just do the overview?
I think applications would be great.
Okay,
I think we're
very good.
down to that now.
So how
I
many
have-
we have? We have 23,
23.
23 requests.
23.
23. I did a quick total. I think it's around 22.4. I could have, mistyped
Oh, I see. Then every
something.
one of them is like you get the entire applicant package in those PDFs that you send out. Okay, I get it. I was just looking
Yeah.
for that summary sheet. Like, where's that summary sheet?
Yes. So, but I have all in one file because I was able to download it.
Yeah.
So the first applicant is the Alhama Academy
Mhm.
in Shrewsbury. And their program was a school play. They're the one they want to do a couple of school plays, and it was going to be performed at. They're requesting $1,000. It's going to be performed at St. John's in Shrewsbury.
They have a
There's
date, which
and a
is good.
venue.
Mhm.
So
St.
I'm
John's.
just going to go through this a little bit for Pam, but So one of the criteria is there must be a date and a venue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they actually have a date and a venue.
Now, does it
Um,
have to be like in a town, like within the town, or it can be outside of Grafton?
Grafton
I guess-
applicants are prioritized. If
For
it's an individual person, an individual artist, they are required to be Grafton residents for at least a year. If they are an organization, they can be based anywhere.
okay, yeah, I was just not sure about the rules, but yeah, maybe I'll read up on those. It's probably
Yeah, I did send it to you, Pan. If you, I know it's not easy to grasp it straight away, but I will comment on this as we go through. The most
Right.
important thing that the Grafton requirement is that it has a date and a venue. But with the changes due to the pandemic, we're a little less particular about that at the moment. If they say we will give it around this date, that's okay.
I think some of them have like multiple dates. Like they pick one in July, and then there's like a summer concert, and then there's a winter concert.
Yeah.
So it's like
And
2
we
days.
would normally, if there was one concert which happened to be local, like in Grafton, then we would probably pay for that particular one. If not, we just pay for the series, and they can submit the reimbursement when they want to.
Didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
That's okay.
So this is going to serve 100, which I'm surprised it's
Yeah.
that small amount actually.
Yeah, they have, I looked it up. They have 118 students at their school. And then they thought that 50 kids.
But I'm surprised that, I mean, I would have thought that they'd have families there as well. So
Yeah. Maybe they didn't know what, maybe they were only counting, I don't know. Yeah. Who knows what they were thinking?
Yeah, because it's saying after or out of school, so it's not like it's an in school during the day,
Mm-hmm.
just for students.
Yeah, actually,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I keep going up and down. There it is. The number of people served, 100.
Yeah, the youth is about 50, so I'm guessing the other are
mhm.
parents.
Yeah. You know, it's a small group.
St. John's. Yeah, it's an elementary, right? Isn't it one of those elementary schools? And
St. John's is a private,
Or is
it's
it a
the high
private
school in
school?
Shrewsbury.
Yeah. It's saying that it's serving pre-K to 12 though. They did say yes to that criteria.
Yeah,
prep school.
Yeah.
All boys Catholic prep. Okay.
yeah. So, I mean, does anyone have any comments about this
So
program or anything?
what they say, if you go stop a second, before we
Yeah.
go any further, the target audience are the families of the students, and
Yeah.
it does say there some of them are Grafton residents.
Yep.
So this is the Alhama Academy. They are just performing in St. John's.
Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. I'm just
Yep,
I mean, they have a date, they have a venue, they have a target audience, and I like that there's
Of
no
kids
cost for
which we would
participants. Yeah.
support, and some of them are Grafton kids, so
Yep.
that's good.
yeah,
So definitely we would consider them as being
Yep.
eligible. Could we just go through the rest of it to see if there's anything else, Julie, then we can.
sure.
So at the moment, can I just clarify, Pan, at the moment, we're just deciding whether they're eligible or non-eligible,
okay.
and then we'll decide on how much we give them at the next meeting.
Yeah, yeah, we don't have to decide that now. Let's see, I think they did a thorough job on their application.
Yeah, I like the information about the leader, you know.
Yeah, yeah, and what the plays were gonna be.
Mhm.
And even, it's funny, some people, I think they don't know how to fill out the amounts. Like some people,
Yeah.
they fill out everything, so you see that it's $85,000, but they're only requesting 1,500 or whatever. And here, you know, they're just requesting 1,000, and that looks like the entire budget, but really it's maybe 5,000. So,
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say, are they
Mhm.
just putting what they want from from us, or they're supposed
Yeah.
to disclose like the entire program budget? Because here it looks like it's just, artists and
I don't know
supplies,
that.
but I'm sure there's
I don't know that fine a point. Like, what is it, Nita? Do we request that they say the overall budget and then how much they're just requesting as a grant, or?
Well, I think they've done that. I mean, they may have done it in the wrong place, but I think they've
Yeah.
done that. They said their
Yeah.
total budget is 5,000,
5,000.
and they're also telling us they've applied to other cultural councils
Yes,
to
they
get the costs,
did.
which probably is Shrewsbury and
Sure.
another
And Northborough. Yep.
Northborough.
Very good.
But we don't know if they got anything from both of these towns.
Well, it won't matter too much, Pan, if as long as the amount they ask us for is less than the budget amount.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a
No,
situation
yeah.
last year where we gave someone a full grant, where they had applied to other cultural councils, and one of the questions on that we asked them was, what are you going to do if you get a grant from this council and that council if we give you a full grant? Because what are they going to do with the excess money?
Right.
Okay, so
Right.
they're definitely a likely, if you like.
Yep, I think so.
Particularly
I didn't
given the fact
see
they're a
it.
new applicant. They haven't applied before.
Yeah.
And it's a new area, and it's an area which the Cultural Council, the Massachusetts Cultural Council, is particularly anxious to generate income for, i.e., cultural diversity.
Yeah, I didn't see any reason to not include them.
So the next one
Yeah, and the
is
school is also
okay.
doing some fundraising on their own. It just went to their website. They're trying to raise a lot of money for a fund for what is this? This is let's see. Oh, special fundraising appeal. Don't know what. I was trying to find out what they're trying to raise that money for. Oh, it's for driveway and parking lot repair.
Ah.
Okay. All right.
Oh, we're not going to fund that one.
Well,
but,
we don't want to.
infrastructure.
Yeah, yeah,
So the next one is Apple Tree Arts.
yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And they're
That's
asking
definitely
for
Grafton.
1,800 out of a total budget of 7,300.
Yeah.
So they're a local community. We have historically supported them on an annual basis where they've asked for grants. They haven't asked for grants every year. They've been doing it sort of 1 year on, 1 year off. They've got a date and a venue, and then the dates are quite a broad one, but this particular community chorus runs throughout the fall and throughout the spring.
Sorry, where was? Oh, this is at the Common. Okay.
Yeah.
I hope the bandstand will be ready by then. I'm
Well,
just,
this
like,
one
putting my fingers-
is in Apple Tree Arts.
It's in
They
Apple
do it
Tree
in
Arts,
in their great hall.
The
Yeah,
building that overlooks the common.
but it's gonna look
Yeah.
nice when the Common's built.
Yeah, when they get the new arch and light redone
Yes.
on the common.
Yeah, I couldn't
That'd
believe
be
that
nice.
one day after it'd been up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's. I mean, it's not a DUI, so
Yeah.
we're hopefully
Yeah.
just fell asleep.
So there's a number of individuals. There's a choir itself, which is what we're talking about, the chorus. And then, of course, they have two main concerts, one at Christmas and one at the Grafton, celebrates Christmas type thing. And they also have a concert in spring. So this includes the audience.
I think that's a reasonable number for the two concerts,
Yeah, I think it's
or
reasonable.
2 to 3 concerts. Yeah.
So Pan, one of the things to ask about sometimes is some people exaggerate the number of people served. And that was before virtual ones, so obviously virtual ones you can exaggerate, but in the past we've had problems with some people exaggerating how many people are served. Several thousand when the hall will only take 200, that kind of thing,
No, 500. That's you think we can fit 500 in that?
Well,
No
there's
space.
probably 30 members of the chorus, and then you've got usually have 3 concerts a year, something like that.
So it might not just be one. It could be,
Yeah,
multiple
that would
ones.
be
added
about
people.
150
That's
people
what
per.
I think. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. That's just a description.
They're saying 4 there, so.
Yeah. There's the costs. Actually, we have the costs. I'm going to jump down to where they have all the costs broken out. How much were they requesting again? 1,800?
1,500
1,800, yeah.
out of a total of 7,300.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Were they going to do any other towns around? I can't remember. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, a bunch.
Yeah. Okay. Or did they say what the 1,800 is going to be used for, like in their budget, like, or I can't remember what it was. Maybe they mentioned it. We need.
No, they haven't specifically nominated anything in particular. And some of them don't. Some people say, I want it for this, but most of the time they just say, this is our budget. We'd like to get so much, a percentage of it from you.
Okay.
Now, in the past, Pan, which is probably not relevant to you, but in the past we weren't able to pay salaries if it was a member of the school or the town, but that's been removed now, so we can pay any of these things. Sometimes we might decide to sponsor a particular activity, but with something like this, we just decide how much money to give them based on what we have.
Okay. Yeah, no, sometimes they request, like, they want to sponsor this particular artist, or a piece of the program.
Sure.
Like
So like
a
the Day of the
multi-part
Dead
concert
celebration at the school that took place last month, we sponsored in 2021. We actually picked out a band that they were using and decided to sponsor that because it was music, right? So we can make that choice.
Right.
Looks good.
Okay, and then I think they had additional. Oh, they didn't. Okay. So now the Assabet Valley Master Singers. They're only requesting $400.
I'm sorry.
400 out of 85,000 for their budget.
I know. I know.
I was just
Wow.
looking at that.
So
So
Yeah.
did
they
we
know
say
that in
yes?
the past we haven't paid that much to them. The main thing we usually reimburse is they provide tickets to seniors, and they give so many free tickets per performance. So we actually sponsor them based on availability for Grafton residents, seniors to get free tickets.
I see.
And we have sponsored them for almost every year, but usually only a small amount.
Right.
Their venue was a little bit broad. It was like the 3 boroughs and then Shrewsbury, but I think
Yeah,
that
they
they'll
never
probably
have
try to
had
find.
They once had a venue in Grafton. That's when we used to use a church
Yeah,
that we used to actually practice in.
Yep.
But they haven't had that. Not
But
very
it,
often.
I think this is the one that they had like the full program where they showed where everything was going to be performed. Is that right?
I think so.
I think
Yes.
so.
Okay.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. But
This
yeah,
is a
it's,
good one.
I thought it was a good one. I
Yep.
thought that, yeah, we should definitely keep
So
them.
this is the free tickets.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they're only
That's the
asking for
basis on which we
small.
usually fund them.
Yeah, and they rotate. Their schedule seems to say they rotate, in different communities. So
They do.
Yeah.
They never go. They never come. They never come to Grafton. So
Grafton. Yeah, I was.
But when I looked at the program, I'm like, how come I haven't gone to any of these? Like
They are very
this-
good.
the one
Most of
this
these
year
are
looked
new to me.
really
I've never
good.
heard- yeah.
They're very good indeed. They're very professional.
What is it
Yeah.
called? Assabet Valley Master Singers.
Master
Yeah.
I have
singers.
to
Yep.
look it up.
They are very good. I recommend it. I've been to several of their concerts.
Yeah. And I think, even one of them was kind of like a sing-along, and yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so this is who they're gonna ask additional funds from, where I highlighted.
And tickets are not bad, like 25 for adults and 20 for seniors. So I'm guessing they're asking that portion too.
I'm sorry, I'm just gonna scooch down to where they have their program. Here it is.
Okay.
So that one's already over, but these other ones, I just thought
And
that was
remember,
great.
we can fund anything that's been done since July 2021. So they can backdate the funding.
Right. Oh, no, I just wanted to show everyone so that they remember to go to these concerts because they look good.
Yeah, well, they are really good, actually. I mean, this is going to be a nice great on the Glories of France.
Yeah. So anyways, I think they should stay in consideration.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're only
if
asking
anyone
for-
wants to visit them, they're very good.
All right. They had a lot of information. Okay. Blackstone Valley Art Association.
So they did the painting online last year.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They're based in Northbridge.
Right. So this is the one that they don't have a day.
They don't have a date, and they said Grafton, but no location.
Yeah, it was a little open, but I think we have to kind of stay flexible too, just based on COVID.
Mm-hmm.
But they also intend to do it in Grafton, which is the main thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is that where they're only going to be doing is Grafton? It looks like
But
it.
they're basically this is the direct target for us. This is the Grafton project for Grafton. We're
Mhm.
asking for a grant from us. We have given them a grant in the past.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
this is just yeah.
And
And they're asking
they,
a small amount.
right,
and
it's
they-
just for
and
the
they-
supplies.
And
And then they don't
know
charge
that they know that
people.
we know that we would like to give them a grant if they do it in Grafton. So
Yeah.
So far we voted. I mean, we didn't vote, but we basically included everyone in our consideration.
So
Yeah.
far,
Yeah,
yes.
that's
But there's
normal.
23.
Yeah.
Right.
There's
I know.
23. We'll get there.
They all
We'll
sound
get there,
very-
Pam. There are
very,
at least two I want to. I'm voting
Culturally
against,
diverse,
so
I have to say.
but unfortunately, I have to go through the other ones. But it makes sense to go through these ones slow at the beginning, and then we'll get faster.
Right.
So maybe this is what happens if they don't get the grant, from us. They can go to a different town, but what if they don't get like everything they need? They just cut back on their programs, or what's?
Well, if you carry on going down, it should tell you.
Yeah, that is one of the questions. Where I have to keep slowing down. How are you planning to promote it? And then there's the question, how will you adjust if you don't get the funding?
I see. Yeah, so that makes sense.
Yeah, so, obviously everyone has a different answer.
And we have not applied to any other local councils because they wouldn't fund it if it was based in Grafton, right? So
Right. Yeah. So
carry on.
I think they should also stay in contention.
Yep, they're saying we don't have any grounds for saying no to them.
I don't think
So this is the Blackstone Valley Community Chorus. They are based in the Blackstone Valley, and they don't have any concerts near us, and they also don't have very many people who are in the chorus who are from Grafton.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
2,000 people is somewhat of a large amount.
Like chapel.
I forget, do they only do 2 concerts or are there more? Or
It said spring and fall 2022. That's all.
Yeah, usually have two concerts, but they do. I mean, it depends what they're actually trying to sell us.
Mhm.
So if you look at this, you know, they have things in Sutton, Uxbridge, and Millville.
Mhm.
What do they have? Can we go down to the budget? Because they're only asking 1,000 of 775, but I forget what they had listed.
Right. There we go.
She's a very strong leader, Diane.
Hmm.
I've sung with her, so I know she's very demanding.
Mhm.
Is this a repeat applicant, or
Yes.
Yeah.
are most of
every-
these guys repeats, or do you usually see like a fresh,
So far, they're all repeats.
Yep.
okay.
No, we had a
There's a mix. There's
I
some
thought
new
we had-
ones.
No. So far on the list we've gone down, they're all repeats.
Oh yeah.
Oh, except for the first one.
Apart from
The first one was new, yeah. But there will be others that were not repeats.
How much they're asking for? 1,000.
1,000. Yeah.
Yeah.
They've got some donations, membership dues. That's okay. Let's.
It seems like they're not asking very much from the other.
Mhm.
Yes, if they're asking 1,000 from us, or it's all.
But if you go down the next page, next
Or
line,
maybe that's,
they're asking for all these people,
yeah. You mean for all the other,
councils.
yeah, councils, it's a lot.
So the amount seems a little odd, actually.
Yeah. All right.
So they're a question mark.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's just they're asking for 1,450, but they ask, for all of these different memberships and local towns, right? So I
Except-
almost feel like it's just they just throw it out there and see who will
They
respond.
can be, they're quite persistent. It's part of their mechanism.
Right. Yeah,
Okay, I mean, question mark or kind of come back to
I
this
don't
one.
see a reason to reject them as such at the moment until we know what else is
Right.
there is, they are local at least.
right.
In the past, they said they had people who sang in them who were from Grafton, but
Are we on to the next one? Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I really like this program.
So I
This
have
is
a
the
question.
one.
this is a repeat from last year. It's the second year they've applied for grant.
Yeah, they have, but it's a different program this time. This time it's
It
that
is,
the
it's a new
sidewalk
artist.
chalk art.
Yeah, that's right.
For the
It's a
students.
new artist. So
And I think
I have
that's really
I have
nice.
a question on this one specifically. Just because my child is applying to go there and would be there if they get accepted at the same time, it says May 2022. Does that mean I have to not vote on this one?
I don't think you need to recuse yourself at the
Okay,
moment.
I just wanted to state that just so that we're
Yeah,
all
thank you.
aware.
Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, it's a small amount. They have a location, they have a venue. It's a good program.
Yeah.
500 quid. So let's see what we got here in Blackstone Valley. Okay.
Yeah,
I like this one.
Mm-hmm.
I thought
That almost
program-
feel like it's the same as the first one. It's like the after school, visual art program. The other one was a theater program. So
Yeah, so this one, it's all
what's
about,
it about? I'm
So-
curious.
hold on, I'm gonna go down to the pictures because they did one already, right? Did they not show the pictures?
Keep going.
Thought
Yeah,
they
yeah,
did,
yeah.
Yeah.
So they have you know, the kids like drawing and they're expressing, well, this time it was resilience and it was all about mental health. I'm not sure exactly what they'd be doing for the 2022, but I just thought it was a great program for the kids,
Mhm.
Let's hope it
especially
doesn't
when
rain.
we've had
Let's
a
hope
couple
it
of
doesn't
really
rain that
bad.
day.
Yeah, I think that
If
they
they
would
do get
plan
it
it around the weather.
Yeah, I was
I
gonna
know,
say it'd be
it's
nice to
sometimes in
have
May,
it.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, have it outside because think about how cooped up everybody's been. It's just
Oh,
a way to
yeah.
kind of social distance, but still be
Yeah,
in a group and doing something
But
expressive.
I thought the program was written well, so,
Yeah,
you know,
and
their
you know,
application.
the total budget's 2,500, so only asking for 500.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And
So
I'd
this is a-
imagine that'd be all for supplies.
So this is a new applicant for Gateways Academy,
Mhm.
oh, yeah,
Yep.
based
Yeah.
in
Piano
Shrewsbury.
lessons.
yeah. I had issues with this one when I was reading through.
I have issues with this one too, Julie, so we can agree with that one.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, just because there are so many applicants that we have.
So the
And-
issue to me is this: they appear to be giving their own students free lessons.
Yes,
Yeah. So
Mhm.
it's only for their school, yes? They're teaching, they're
Right.
giving piano lessons.
yeah, so it's for purchasing the keyboards for the students. And there's
Okay.
only like, I went to their website or I did something and found out how many students they have. They have very few, you know, like 21 students at that school. And I think, sorry, I'm scrolling ahead. I think this is like,
Equipment.
they said who else they were applying to, I think, right?
Yeah,
All
Yep.
these other places. And then I'm like, well, how much are you asking from everyone? Like, I don't understand. I feel like they didn't show the complete budget of what it is, because I don't believe that they're going to be spending $120 on a keyboard. Maybe they
I
are.
think that sounds like a reasonable amount. And remember,
You?
I did say that, recently that we can now buy instruments for schools as long as they hold on to them.
Yeah.
So to some extent, this is fulfilling that criteria. We can now provide equipment. But
Right.
the only thing is really is it's such an exclusive audience.
Right.
But
And like-
for example, Julie, what would you think about buying one?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't know about rejecting it completely. I was going, well,
Yeah.
I'll probably say, let's give them $120 to buy one.
So I
Yeah.
have a question. Could they buy the keyboards and then they're sort of like renting them to the students? So then they're also being reimbursed by the parents. They're just buying them all up front. And then the parents
They said that they were going
are
to
putting
give,
in 122, almost like
They
it's a
said they were
double
going to
dip.
provide lessons, didn't they?
I think they said it was going to be free lessons to everyone.
On
I
the
think.
keyboards.
So clarifying too, just because it says, they're buying because there's so many students, do the pianos then stay with the school that can be used for the next generation?
Yeah.
Or are they like,
That-
okay, I just want to make sure
that's
they
the
weren't like
idea.
buying them for the students to,
I think the
Right.
idea is that they normally use pianos, but in order to be able to go out and and start doing things outside the school, a keyboard or even take it home to practice on, a keyboard is
Yeah.
useful. I think that's the idea.
that makes sense. Okay.
So the students are generally from Worcester County, all right, so note specifically mentioning like students from Grafton. Okay. We got a teacher. So obviously she's on a salary, but then she just needs equipment basically to teach her class. But again, I do agree.
Well,
it is
here's the music teacher that they would be using.
So the thing is, look, if you read this, it basically she loaned her keyboard to Gateways, but now the keyboards are no longer available. So in order to teach the next set of students this year, you must acquire the keyboards.
Right.
So I think it's a reasonable concept. The problem I have is it's very limited. So I would certainly not, I mean, you know, it'd be one of those ones where I would go, well, we don't have to say completely no, but we just cut it back, you know.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, 15 keyboards and how many students? 45 students, is that right? If I
Well, at
remember
least
correctly?
No, there was like 21 students at the school.
Oh, okay.
There's a
I guess
total
it's
of,
in a class for all of them. They all need their own keyboard.
yeah, they're
Yeah.
applying for 15, so maybe they already have some. But it was a very small number, 18 or 21 or something. It was.
Yeah.
I had to
But the
look it
thing
up.
is, it's not
'cause
being given
I
to the
hadn't heard.
students. It's being kept by the school.
Right, it's for this
use
school.
in future years.
Yep. It's so that
Okay.
they can all take it at the same time.
Yeah,
with
yeah.
the
That makes
teacher.
sense.
So
Right.
it's like, yeah.
I like the idea about whoopie pies.
Wait, what was that?
Fundraising, whoopie pies.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't know if it adds the culture component. That's what I'm trying to weigh myself, right?
What,
The-
whoopie
what is
pies,
the culture
can or something else.
Like
Well, I have said that the thing is that the direction from the Massachusetts County Council recently was that they have now allowed you to do capital funding in order to do things like buy instruments for your school,
mhm,
on the basis that they would fund that so people would then have them available for use.
right. And then they were just putting out a whole shot put, like shotgun approach
I
to
think it's interesting
all
some
the
of
other towns.
some of the sort of abbreviations, isn't it?
Yep.
yeah, I was like, what is N Britain stuff? Then I realized it's not
Yeah.
spelled out the entire way, which is kind of weird.
Yep.
Mhm.
I know. So I'm like, well, I'm not sure what town.
So
it is,
almost
that's
but
like
okay.
all of
that
Central
maybe
Mass,
they have one
basically.
student from Grafton in their school, perhaps, but
She didn't mention there were any.
no, she didn't mention it.
No, they didn't. So
All right, let's
So I think it's a
keep
question
going.
mark, but
We'll
not
put this
a
one
direct. I
question
don't think it's a direct. Does anyone? Perhaps we can ask the question. Does anyone want to basically turn them down completely?
I don't want to turn them down completely because I can see why they want to do that, but I wouldn't want to do the whole amount just because they reached out to so many places.
Right. Well, the question today is, do we want to turn them down completely?
no.
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 No, I'm
Okay.
thinking eventually what's going to happen is they might get pianos from local churches or donations or even like, some charities, they will donate, used
So these are
keyboards.
keyboards, Pam.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
these are specific things, really.
Yeah,
cheap
no,
and
even
cheerful.
keyboards. I don't think there are
Yeah.
full-size keyboards. Yeah.
So I don't see rejecting them, but I also, when we talk about funding, I wasn't planning on fully funding them at all.
No,
So-
because I think that it's very sort of incestuous, shall I say, the
Yeah,
the
and it's a
concept.
very direct activity, right? It's not broad to me. Like some of the other things that I saw,
Yeah.
they're very broad. You get
Yeah.
you get to experience a lot of things in one. Like a concert, you get to do a lot of things, right? Other than just learning how to play a keyboard. This is just learning how to play a keyboard, and
For the individual student, there's an awful lot to be gained in terms of cultural breadth. If they can learn to master a keyboard, then they are actually becoming, educated, and I think that's still relevant. And if you've
no,
had a
I'm not
keyboard
saying
that
that they're
lasts
not
10 years,
they're learning. They are definitely learning, but
yeah,
how long are
and that
they?
individual student is their vision is being expanded, and if they have, if the keyboards last a few years, and they've got several students for each keyboard. So Daniel, we haven't heard anything from you. What do you think about this?
I agree. Yeah, I'm still wrapping my head around everything, but I like the idea of giving them something like one keyboard to keep them to maybe apply for something bigger next time or to apply to keep them involved. But I agree that this feels very it feels like there are better ways to use the money.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so no, so if we can go on to the next one.
Let's see.
So this
Oh,
is
this
Whittin Community Centre in Northbridge. They apply every year.
Yeah.
They do a summer theatre, youth theatre, between May and July.
Yep.
I
and
like
they have
this
a location.
program.
Actually, they have 2
Yeah.
locations, I think.
The number of youth
like this
involved is fairly small. It talks about estimated people served, but that's the audience. You know, I don't think it's 25
Mhm.
kids working in this.
Right. Right. But ultimately, it could be that number of people served through that
Yeah.
help. So this is where they kind of give like scholarships almost for the kids.
Yeah, it's sort of free program for people
Yeah.
who are financially insecure.
Yeah.
We have supported them several years. We have also not supported them several years.
Right.
We once gave them a full grant back in 2017. We didn't fund them in 2018 or 19, and we funded a small amount in 2020.
Right.
Mhm.
They didn't apply in 2021 because they couldn't do anything during the pandemic, basically. So they're now reapplying. So last time they applied, we gave them a small amount of money.
Trying to see what their overall budget is. Here it is.
We gave them 150 last time.
Yeah.
And how much they asked for last time?
Probably 1,000. That's a normal amount.
Oh,
Yeah. How much
Okay.
do they ask for this time? 1,000? Yes. Yeah.
The thing is that it's not directly benefiting Grafton, but it is basically benefiting disadvantaged kids. So
yeah, then they're also looking for grants from other places, 5 different other towns. So
I
surprising.
believe so. Yeah.
Local towns. Yep.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I think this one we should include them, but maybe not the entire, maybe not fund them the entire amount, because it would make sense to.
yeah, I mean
Give them a
that's
partial.
what we've done in the past. We've given a
Yeah.
total amount because we like to support them, but I mean they're not the top priority.
Yeah, and the program
Yeah.
is nice. I mean, the program is.
It is a nice program. I like
nice.
that
Yeah.
too.
The outreach part of it, yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Just and it's a limited number of kids per year, but it's done every year. So Grafton Public Library, we would normally support them. They're based in
Yeah.
Grafton.
I'm guessing this is the. Okay, I was gonna say bookshelves, but.
No. No. This is
Animal
one of their
Adventures.
programs for
Okay.
animal adventures.
Summer 2022 weekday afternoon. That would be on a school day, huh? Okay.
A bit vague about dates. But then the library's been a bit vague about dates, hasn't it, Julie?
Is this
When they're
a,
going to open.
yeah, they
Yeah,
just say
well,
summer,
yeah.
no specific date on there.
I mean, because they were late opening, sort of pushed a lot of people back, so they may not have facilities until then, until
Mhm.
summer.
It'll definitely be open and up and running by next summer.
Yes.
Yeah,
Well,
no,
the people did the
days, like,
Zosia
put the
book
2
said
rooms
that
together,
they
that's,
couldn't get a date till January because the library had been pushing the timing back. So
Yeah. So
25 kids, they're saying, I think.
How much
Yeah.
are they asking?
Uh,
1,500, 1,600?
1550.
A lot of money.
yeah, 1550, and it's for the entire program. It looked like. Hold, let me go down to the funding. So that's the fee
Okay,
from the
so
animal
not very
educators.
much.
And it says, you know, what they'll do. They'll go for a less expensive animal show.
I don't know what that means, but maybe
It'll probably be
use-
just a different
How
show,
about a
you know,
virtual
maybe
one?
a
We can do
different, they'll
virtual
go,
one.
they'll go to a different
change the
one.
animal, maybe swap out a
They-
lion for like
As I
a
said, they
Maybe
parrot.
probably
they
have
won't-
different tiers, like maybe they'll bring in like a
Yes.
rabbit or something smaller as
Yeah,
opposed
yeah.
to like various kinds of larger
But
animals.
guinea pigs
Yeah.
are expensive. Rabbits are expensive too. I'm telling you, these are very hard to get these days.
So Julie, are you recusing yourself from this, by the way?
I'm not part of the library at all. I built the
No.
building, but I'm not part of them. So,
But I just want to clarify that, you know, that you have no direct connection with them. And
No,
so
no,
there's
not
no
at
reason
all.
at all.
and I don't have kids that will be benefiting from this. But no, I don't.
I'd like to go. I think it looks quite nice, actually.
Yeah,
I like
Mhm.
this one too.
I do
really
too.
like this one.
it looks fun.
Okay,
I don't see a reason to
of course not. So the
not
next
include
one,
them.
yeah, the next one is
Sorry.
a new one.
Oh, yeah, it is. Wait, did I already? Sorry.
Going.
Yep. This is the Juneteenth.
Yeah.
So Lisa is applying and she's a Grafton resident. And it's a Juneteenth Unity celebration.
Mm,
Mhm.
we have a date, we have a location.
So
Yeah,
can you go
yeah.
up a minute,
Mhm.
Julie?
Yeah.
Is who's applying for the grant?
Says Grafton Rachel inclusion. But who?
Oh,
Lisa
oh.
Bone?
Can
Yes.
someone Google
Yeah.
how long that's been in existence?
Yep, I can.
oh,
Does it have to be how many years? 2 years?
One.
1 year. Well, that's McGill is it's a local residential address. I
yeah,
don't think it's a
that's
business
probably her address. That's where it is. She's a dean at
Bridgewater.
Bridgewater State.
State.
They were definitely around this past summer.
Grafton RISC.
What's the full name? Grafton Racial Inclusion.
Grafton Racial Inclusion and Social Equality.
Social.
Okay, so they don't have a website, but there is a
Say I don't-
Facebook page.
Yeah, as I say, I don't see them on like an actual website. What does it say for
Is
their
there
Facebook
anyone
page?
who's
Does it
willing
say?
to ask them questions? Can someone find out from them how long they've been in existence? Because I mean, I think the thing is that if Lisa
So wait,
is a
hold
long,
on. Group was created June 15th of 2020 and name was last changed in August of 2020.
okay, that's fine.
Let's see, the group was created, June 15th, 2020. At least that's what's written on there. 400 plus
fine.
members.
When was
Would
the
you
name
like
changed?
What was that?
When was the name changed?
I think it was like
August.
July of 2020 is what you said, right? It was just a
August
month
1st.
after. Oh, August 1st.
Okay, that's fine. I'm just asking because otherwise I'm going to suggest that she applied and that we sort of gave her the grant in her own name. Okay, that's
Okay.
fine then.
All right.
So it's a small, I guess it's a small project, 25, 50 people.
Yeah, they
Mhm.
just didn't know how many people to
Kids,
anticipate,
maybe.
I'm sure.
I was gonna say it's hard to estimate because that's around the time where schools are getting out, people are taking vacations.
Yeah,
But I think it's a good initiative. I mean, especially given what this last year has been like.
yeah, no, I like it.
Mhm.
Where, oh, here it is.
Does anyone know why so so few students involved? Is this like this is not part of the Juneteenth celebration, like, or is it just a project that's being done?
I don't know the answers to that.
So they're requesting materials, right? It's building material.
Yeah,
It's
citizens-
probably gonna be a
Yeah.
project, not gonna be
Art
a.
supplies.
And I'm just trying to see if they had any previous events. Like I couldn't. I mean, let's see. It's probably on Instagram. Let's see if they did anything.
They have a Facebook page. Or group. Sorry,
It looks
I'm
like
not
they're
good at-
explaining that this says using yarn, participants will interact with 32 posts that specify different identities. So it's the town of Grafton making a public art.
Mm.
Town residents then tie colorful yarns to posts that reflect their own identities. The artwork stands to testify to our unity for several weeks. So I think
So
even
is
though the
that just for
25
students?
participants, well, I think they're inviting anyone in Grafton to be part of the public art forum.
Right.
So they may be underestimating the number of people involved then. That's what I
I
was
think
wondering.
so. Yeah, I think they just didn't know how to estimate how many people would show up or not.
Okay, and that's fine. I'm just surprised that it was, I like this, the labor of devoted Grafton residents.
Yeah. Yep. I like it. I like the whole idea.
That's fine. I just wanted to know about, about the numbers really.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
And these stuff that they purchase, again, it can be used, not just this year, right? Because it's scissors, they can certainly be reused, and a lot of the materials can be recycled.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
I mean,
Definitely
I
does
could-
open holes
They
in the
must use a lot
scissors.
of yarn. That's a lot of money in yarn.
I was just thinking that like the poles I could see because wood is expensive. I could see scissors, but like the yarn, that's a lot and they are going to be cutting it. So that's the only part that wouldn't be recyclable. I mean, you could, but you would have to kind of retie it, but that is a lot of yarn.
I don't know how many different colors can
I
you get.
I don't know how much yarn costs.
Well, not that much.
Not that much. Well,
Let's say I could look up like the fabric store and see what it costs for yarn.
Well, it's probably about, but I mean, it depends what they're doing with it. Maybe they're weaving it between different
Right.
poles, which they might use
Yeah.
quite a lot of it.
Yeah.
That could be
Yeah.
a lot. Yeah.
trying to see
Anyway,
if there's
we're just trivial. This is a bit trivial, so let's carry on.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with it though. I think
No,
it's a
that's
nice
fine.
idea.
That's fine. One of the reasons we're discussing all this, remember, is just in case we have questions we want to follow up on before the next meeting.
Right.
So this
Right.
is chain burgers and cheeseburgers and chainsaws, right?
Yes.
yes.
Chainsaws, cheeseburgers, and rock and roll
wait a
live.
minute, this is a new one. Hold on, I've never seen this before. Where?
He did
When
it
will the
last
project take
year,
place?
He did it
2022.
last year.
and he did perform in the middle school. And there's letters after this from like the school principal and everything saying how everyone had
So
a
I think
good
the
time.
date's okay because it's TBA,
Mm-hmm.
but officially he hasn't given a date. So
Right. But I think he'll have no problem booking again with the principal.
well, he's got
You know.
yeah, that's right. He's got the school on board.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mhm.
So it seems like everyone liked it, and I would
Yeah.
like to let them do it again. So
So do I need to recluse myself from this because my child is an 8th grader in the middle school?
We're not voting on them yet, Sarah. So
Yep.
you could recuse yourself when we come to,
Okay.
yeah.
All right.
yeah. Here I was just gonna actually, it's just to pay him for when he comes.
Which is quite normal for an artist attending a school.
Yep.
Mhm.
And yeah, here's from Roseanne.
Mhm.
Said everyone loved it.
Yeah.
Many kids told me we should do it again. So I thought that was really cute. Or a few kids said it was the best presentation they've seen. So yeah, I think we should give them the opportunity to do that again. It's cute.
They're obviously going to carve the mascot with a chainsaw.
Yeah, I don't want him to carve out
Oh.
anything.
Yeah, with the
Leave a hole in the wall.
get a new a gator, right?
Yeah, the
Mhm.
gator. Yeah.
Grafton Gators.
Grafton Gators.
Because there's so many gators in Grafton. But
Yeah,
that's
I
okay.
know. I thought it was the
Now
Grafton
there are.
Indians,
Now
and I
there are.
realized it's the Gators for the school, so it's messing me up already.
Yeah, that's right. It's a
Oh,
school
well.
mascot.
I
Okay,
know.
so this is this the next one is a new person.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Andrew
this is the
Farnes.
trumpeter, right? Or-
Yes.
Right. Does it
Yep.
say where he lives, Julie?
You know what? It didn't.
It does not.
But I looked him up, and he does he like teach in Wayland, or he is like in Newton, Wayland, Weston, that area. It took me a while, or maybe that was some of the other areas that he had taught for a while or something, because I was trying to figure out because of the 512 exchange. I'm like, where is he from? But so he isn't locally here.
If you go
For
up a
sure.
bit, does it give you an address though?
No, this is this is everything.
So we
there-
actually need an address to pay him. So he's got to produce one anyway.
Yes,
So this is an issue because he is not a Grafton resident
right,
and he's not being sponsored by anyone.
right.
He
In the
also
town.
applied at a lot of places.
Yes, this was another fishing expedition, I felt like.
Yeah.
So,
So why
Um,
Grafton? I mean, I guess that's the question is, and why does he
They
want
just
to?
when they do fishing, they go to everyone. The trouble
Yeah,
is, Pam, that people think that we're going to just say, "Oh, that sounds lovely. Why don't you come and do a concert here, and we'll pay you for it?" But the problem is that unless they've set the date and venue and meet the criteria, that doesn't work that way.
yeah.
he's
Can you
applied
go
to
back
like
up
at
to
least
expenses?
I'm sorry, what?
Basically, if any of these councils say yes, he'll probably do one for them.
I also have a feeling that there was more than that. Like this feels like the A's.
Well, yeah, I know. Did you notice that? It's like, well, he does have, like, it's like he was trying
Yeah.
to pick maybe what he thought towns were near us, and then just
But
went
that's
through
like
the
way
A's.
all over the map. It is all over the map.
Yeah,
I was curious what his expenses were like if he was counting travel as one of them, because that would be something.
there was a little bit for
Yep.
travel.
So
That's
what's he
probably
actually
for
going
his
to be
instrument.
doing? He's going to be doing it for add to existing funded tour. So what he's saying is, we have a funded tour. Can Grafton give me some money to come and do it here?
Yeah,
The problem
Yeah,
is we
that's-
can't work that way because it's not in our local rules.
yeah.
Okay.
I didn't have warm fuzzies about this one.
So I would
So
probably
one
rule this
option-
one out because
so
obviously there's
basically,
no
we don't
address.
have a date and we don't have a venue, and he's not a Grafton resident.
Yep.
And he doesn't work for an organization which is in Massachusetts. So it's based on the criteria of the council of our town. He doesn't meet the requirements.
Right.
Yep, agreed.
And what would we normally do would we would advise them that we cannot accept the application this year because they don't have a venue and date set, and he's not a Grafton resident. But if he wants to come here, he needs to find a local organization like the library or something, or someone in the town to sponsor him. So most people go for the Grafton Rec Council, you know, their set of concerts, for example, they apply through Grafton. The Grafton Rec Department applies for these different artists because they're not Grafton residents. Does anyone have any problem with the idea of rejecting them for this year and giving them advice about how to pursue the option next year?
No, I don't have an issue with that. I think that's the right approach.
I
Can
agree.
can people vote on that, Julie?
All right, so let me hear a
Can we do it now
motion.
rather than wait to the end?
Sure, let me hear a motion and a second.
So I motion that we reject them based on them not meeting the local criteria. Date,
All right, second.
and Grafton
And
residents.
seconds. Okay.
Yeah, I just looked him up. He's based out of Missouri, Kansas City.
No, really? It seemed like he had taught in some of the towns recently, but that's crazy. Okay, that's great.
Crazy. I don't know
All
why.
right, so I'll call the roll call for voting.
Sorry, who
Rita?
seconded? Sorry, I missed that. Who
Pan
seconded?
did. Pan second.
Yeah, my second.
Okay,
So Nita,
aye.
Danny,
Aye.
Pan,
Aye.
Sarah,
Aye.
Christina,
I
and Julie is an aye. So I declare that motion passed. All right. Good thing Pan's looking everything up.
I've got
We've
like
already
3
decided,
screens
so
on me, so
I'm always glad to know that we're right.
like.
All right. All right. Oh, there's so much stuff here. Okay, Robert Jordan from Winchendon. Is this the movie?
No, this is the Jordan.
Oh, the
band.
concert.
This is a concert, yeah.
Yeah, in Grafton. All right. He's got a
Yeah.
date in Mill Village Park. So it'll be the day after the Juneteenth celebration. Is that right? Oh, no, that's
Yeah.
July.
No, that's
No,
July.
no, no,
July.
July. I have all the dates wrong. All right. And this is the one he used to be a Grafton resident. Is that right?
But he lives in Winchendon right now, right? So does that matter, or we
Yeah.
are?
Well,
Well,
it's
he,
featuring Joe Kuras, who is a Grafton resident.
yeah. Yeah.
So one of the questions for me is, do we know for sure this is just an individual concert set up by him with whom?
Right.
Has he just decided to book this concert
So
spontaneously?
the drummer is your Grafton resident, but the singer is, or maybe not the singer, the lead is not.
I think we might. This might be an example of leeway, Pan. But the question is, for me, is this like he just decided to do a concert and he's booked the venue? There's no local sponsor mentioned, is there?
No.
No, he didn't. He didn't. He
I
wasn't
don't-
sponsored by any of the local, the rec center or even the.
Let's
He did
see.
write that he is asking the other councils for $125 in addition to the $575 for us.
That's true. Oh, well, he said that he's applied for the use of the park already.
So the reason I'm asking the question is because the Grafton Recreation Committee have already committed to a series of concerts in 2022,
Uh-huh.
and I want to make sure that he's not double dipping, because we have in the past had individual performance artists who are going to the Grafton recreational series of concerts who apply for a grant from us as well.
Because what was the date? Was it July 20th or
July
July-
30th.
oh, July 30th? Oh, so that's a Saturday. So it wouldn't be part of the because those are
Grafton
Wednesday
ones.
nights, right?
Yeah.
The town
Mhm.
common ones or
Those are Wednesdays, yeah.
Well, I mean, if a man wants to come and do a concert in the Mill Villages Park and he's got a venue set and a date set, and he's looking for local sponsorship and he's got Grafton residents in the band, there isn't any reason why we can't accept.
It's
you know,
nice,
this.
and it looks like they're working hard to try to get it done too.
Yeah,
Because, he says that he's reaching out to the Grafton Recreation and the Council on
right.
Aging.
As long as he's not on the list of the concerts from the Grafton Rec Council, we'll be fine. It doesn't seem to be an item occasionally for confusion, that's all.
Although we
Well,
know if he has secured the venue, that's sort of the only question, right? Because he put in a date and
Well, he did say here
yeah, that's
where.
But it's the way it's phrased, and he says it's been filed, it doesn't say it's been accepted.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Well, yeah. I'm sorry, I'm going up and back and forth. Oh, it was here. Yeah, it's been filed. Well, so he.
It said the event is, planned for July 2022. Applicant is determined to present this event.
Yeah.
So there is no reason why we couldn't say to him that that we offer him a grant based on him having got this set up and the venue and so on. So remember, we have that option. We can put terms on the agreement.
Yeah. And how much did he end up applying for?
Is it
I don't
only
remember.
$50 to rent the venue? That's not that much, is it?
Nope.
Yeah.
He's very clear about what he asked from everybody too.
Yeah, I like that.
If he's having
Yeah.
a concert in Grafton, then it stands to reason he'll ask us for the most.
Oh yeah, no, I think it's perfectly reasonable what he's done.
Okay.
yeah, it's most likely it's going to be for the space, the renting to rent the space.
All right. Who is next? Alex.
The memory one.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
is that this?
Keep going.
Oh, is Banjo Joe still part of the other one?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's pictures that they've been around for a long time,
I see. I don't know who they are.
Well, neither do I, but they've obviously been
They're
doing it for a
there.
while.
That's what our bandstand's gonna look like, right?
No,
Once it gets rebuilt.
that's what it looks like 5 years ago, maybe. It was in bad shape right now.
So this
Okay.
one was
Next
interesting.
one. So this is a guy who lives in Leverett.
Yep. And he's asking for a lot for a virtual, I think.
I think, yeah, I have issues with this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
To be
I mean, it's virtual, so I'm not sure what the $2,000, like what that really goes like. Can you
Yeah,
see- he
is
looks
this the
down?
one? It was that, hold on. Yeah, this is the one with Alzheimer's and the biking, and I feel like he picked us by accident, because when he showed all the other cultural councils, they're all around in Western Mass, which is like where he is. Is this the one that I'm, or am I
He's in Leverett.
mixing it up?
But the
He's in
film
Leverett.
is
I know
already
Leverett is.
made.
Yeah,
He already he already completed the documentary.
right.
So then why is
I guess to get reimbursed for that movie. I don't know. Like,
the film has
but
largely
this is,
He's saying now we ask for your help in creating a meaningful event for our communities. So the 2,000 is really just for the virtual screening.
yeah.
Which seems like a lot.
Yeah.
And-
Plus, there's no way for people to interact, right? The virtual, it's going to be very limited. People, I don't know how long is the film, but does he
Yeah,
plan
it
to
does
have an
say
event?
that they want interaction, intergenerational interaction, don't they?
To help
Yeah.
with pressure. North, what? North, oh, Northampton. Okay.
see, it's all, I feel like it, I don't know.
I think it's a fishing expedition.
Yeah, I'm,
Yeah,
Yeah, what is meaningful event? But then you wanted local and you're asking virtual. That's kind
We had one
of
a few years ago which had a film about can't remember what disease it was. But anyway, it was just on this disease, and
Sure.
it was, and they made a film and they wanted to show it to us, and they
Right.
asked for $1,500, something like that, to show it to us.
right,
So it's a bit like that one.
yeah,
Yeah.
they're out of my book.
I would agree.
So we justification for
Let's see.
rejecting them would be it's not an in-town resident, it's an individual, not an organization. They don't have a date or venue set.
Yeah, I was just gonna go
Yep,
back and
There's
look.
no obvious
Yeah.
benefit to Grafton residents.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and it's virtual with no way of, communication. Basically, there's no
yeah,
So
Social
basically, I mean,
event,
our normal
right?
answer would be rejected for those bases, but then we would say, if you want to come up with a specific venue and date for next year with a sponsoring organization such as the Grafton Senior Centre, then please feel free to apply for a grant.
Yep,
So that's a,
I agree.
so,
I
can we
agree.
vote on that one?
Yep.
sure, let me have a motion and a second.
I motion to reject this application.
Thank you, Sarah.
I second.
All right, roll call, Mita,
Aye.
Danny,
Aye.
Han,
Aye.
Sarah,
Aye.
Christina,
Aye.
and Julie is aye. So I declare that motion passed. All right. Let's go on to I'm sure it was a lovely thing, but, all right. Milbury Street Elementary School.
Mhm.
Archaeology?
And yeah, that
Yep.
sounds so fun.
Archaeology outreach.
Really
Ooh.
cool.
They have a date, they have a location, it's
Mhm.
here in town.
It's probably the entire
Um,
school, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Fourth grade. Yeah.
Was it, or just the fourth grade?
Fourth grade, and they're
Fourth
Correct.
grade.
And then let's look at the funding. I forget how they. Yeah, they didn't really break it down. We don't really know what's what, but I don't see any issue with.
Yeah, whether we give them $1,000 or not depends on how much money we end up with next time.
Exactly.
But there's no reason to reject them.
It would be nice if
No.
we could fund them 100%, but we'll have to see.
I like
Alright.
that they have all the criteria. It's the elementary school, and while a lot of the other applications have been art and music, this is the first science one. I think this is really cool.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, they were supposed to have done chain reactions last year, which was for 2021.
Oh,
Which was
that's
another
right.
science project, okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
I have that's one of the ones I haven't received any requests for reimbursement, but so this is the
Mhm.
people who did the virtual hip hop dance in with seniors.
I like that one.
okay.
I know. I
Music
always
dance.
like this one.
This is
They
my
had a
favorite
very
one.
successful 2021, but it was well received, I think.
Right. So this is, and is this their third year that they've applied?
Yeah, it's the third year they've
Third
applied.
year.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it'll be at the same place. I just think it's it seems like it's a nice, fun thing for them to do.
Yeah, and it's seniors, and they're underrepresented in these particular
Mhm,
Mhm.
cultural activities.
mhm. So my vote is, I don't
Okay.
have to say vote, but I don't see any.
Cost of gone up a lot
Reason-
since last year. It was 280 last year.
Oh, was it? Did they only ask 280 or is that how much we funded?
Well, that's how much they asked. We funded the whole lot.
Oh, okay.
The
Oh,
thing is,
that's
why
just a comment,
so
but
why
it's not something
why
we
only
need to
500?
think
That's
about
fine.
now.
Let's see if they break down their costs.
Well, they could have just asked for 600.
Yeah,
It would be make no difference
They got 100. They got 100 already, though.
from yeah. Well, but right, promise from parent committee. Music does okay.
yeah, maybe last time they had additional funding more to make up for that.
I
So
think
they-
they probably were discounting it because they wanted to get it started.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. Well,
Now they realise it's going to cost them more than that, so they have to ask for extra funds. You know, it's reasonable enough, and they do it once. They know how much they're actually going to cost.
yeah,
Mhm.
all right.
It'd be a fun day, hip hop dance for seniors.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Radhika Narayan. Oh, this is the dance, right?
Yeah, the fundraiser.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, fundraiser for the Doug Flutie.
But I think it's a thing. It's a recital.
Yeah. But they also do it as a fundraiser for like the Doug Flutie Associate, whatever it is that he has. Okay, so they don't really know their location. No, wait, where was she?
This is a Bollywood dance school.
Where's Harrington Ave? Is that Worcester?
Harrington
That one?
15. That sounds close to
01545.
Glasgow. I don't know where that is. It's one of these towns. Sutton?
Well, it's the
No,
it's
Worcester
it's the
County.
institute, isn't it? Though, where's the
Shrewsbury.
Oh, okay.
yeah. They asked us for a grant before, I think.
Yeah, and that one was like going to be at Assabet or something like that, or was it?
It was going to
in
be
the-
it was going to be in Northborough, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And then they moved the venue, so we said no.
Yeah. All right, so we don't really know where it's going to be.
Yeah, it's still up in the air.
Yeah.
So we supported them in 2020. We offered them, I think it's 20 or not, it might have been 19. We offered them a grant, and they were going to do it at the Assabet High School in Northborough. But then they decided they need to move it to Boston.
Oh,
We wrote back and told them that was not a acceptable change.
Mhm.
right. So they're requesting 1,000 from us. And then,
They're also saying this is going to happen in January.
yeah.
That's pretty soon. That's
Yeah.
It's soon to not have a location.
yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah.
Where do you is it up here?
I'm sorry, what?
No, where do you see their calendars in
Um,
January?
I think if you scroll up, it says, when will the project take place? January 2022.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They didn't have an exact date.
So last time, as I said, we offered them a grant, but they didn't meet the criteria for local activity. So in the end of the day, we just passed on it. But we did offer
Right.
them a grant. Sounded quite interesting dance, you know,
And
something
then,
different.
yeah. And then it didn't say if they're applying to other cultural councils.
So it says either going to be Northborough or Grafton high schools, and
Yeah.
it's going to be done in January 22. We could offer them a grant and say, if they don't have it there, then that's not. Our criteria would be that it have to be a local high school accessible to people from Grafton, and you know, and if they don't meet those criteria, we don't pay them.
Right.
But does anyone want to reject them outright?
Not necessarily.
Not necessarily, yeah.
I mean, it's a good fund. It's a good cause to raise for, and you
Mhm.
know, if they make money on it, then it's a good cause. So, okay.
Right.
7 Rs. So there's
Seven Rs,
an
413.
organisation. Does anyone know if they're based in Worthington? I don't know where that is, but
But then their mailing address was New York.
Yeah, I would say
Yeah,
Worthington is Western Mass. That's like an hour and a half from here.
Is this the one that I was getting confused with that had that they applied to all the cultural councils around something in Western Mass? Like that's, see, this is gonna take place in South Worthington. I feel like they just picked, this is the one where I'm like, I think they just picked us by accident. Like when you look at all the, sorry, I'm scrolling.
I think it's fishing.
Look at all the ones that they picked. Those are all, no, but that's regional right there. Like that's, you know, Western
Yeah.
Mass. That's like UMass and all these things. And somehow we're in there by accident.
Well, there's one here in the middle. It says Peru, so I don't know if it's just Western. It's
Yeah, I don't know
somewhere
where that is.
outside of
Yeah.
the world here.
It's
I
all
thought that
Western
was New
Mass.
Hampshire,
So
actually.
Worthington and Goshen are neighboring towns, and the Northampton is like maybe 15 minutes from there. So that's all like within that same
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
area.
that's
Yeah.
definitely Western Mass.
So maybe they, you know, I don't know. I just felt like it was a mistake.
Well, obviously these are local to Worthington, so they're presumably
Right.
going to know if you can go in person. The question is, do we think it's something that we feel that Grafton people would access?
No, I don't
No.
think anyone would know about it or go to it.
Or yeah, as I say, to go to it, it's an hour and a half down the pike.
Yeah.
They applied
Yeah,
to us
it
first
is.
about, I think about 5 years ago. Maybe
Another
6.
fishing expedition.
Yeah, it was a
I
fishing
know it's a lot of
expedition, we didn't
TBAs
accept it.
and
Yeah.
It's been
Yeah, I
going for
agree.
54 years. They've had a few years they can. I think it's not local. It's not a local artist. It's not a local venue.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
you know I don't believe I believe that we could justify in rejecting it
Yeah.
on that basis.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
all we need.
Anyone want to argue against rejection?
All right, I motion to reject
Okay.
Seminars concert.
I second.
All right. Nita?
Sorry, who is that? You, Sarah, who seconded?
Yes, that was
Yeah. Yeah,
I
Sarah.
the screen for a moment. Yeah.
That's okay.
me.
All
I
right.
think the
so
only
the-
thing you can do in Worthington is get a hot balloon ride.
Yeah.
Because it's in the middle of nowhere. It literally is in the middle of
It
the
is.
mountains.
It is. It's the hill towns. There, I mean, there's not a lot. Almost every yard has chickens, and I know this because I have friends that live there.
Yeah.
That's pretty
Oh.
much what they do.
yeah,
Is just hang out.
it's a good cultural resource in the area, but unfortunately, it doesn't affect us in Grafton very much.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right. All right. I'll call the roll call on that. Nita,
Aye.
Danny,
Aye.
Pan,
Aye.
Sarah,
I
Christina,
Aye.
and Julia's aye. So that is
Okay.
passed. All right. Let's see who will be next. Oop. All right, Patrick Smith.
So we have
This is
supported
the,
Patrick Smith in the past.
uh-huh,
He was going to do a local concert, but then we had the pandemic and he went to virtual. So he also sent us a great amount of information. Don't you remember? He had sent masses and masses of leaflets and things like that to us.
oh, this one's
I
gonna
do
be
remember that. Yes.
in Worcester, that's right.
Which is local enough.
Yep.
Definitely closer than Worthington.
Yeah, yeah,
It's a great place, Mechanics Hall. I love it. It's a
I love
fantastic
it. The
venue.
acoustics are wonderful, wonderful.
yeah. Yeah, I thought that that should stay still in our consideration.
Mhm. I agree.
I didn't see any reason to exclude.
No, this is a great one.
Yeah,
It really is very comprehensive. They have like 3 or 4 different brass instrument like groups playing in the hall.
Mhm.
I think they're quite professional lot, actually.
Well, yeah, no, because I remember when I was back in UMass back in the days, I actually went to one of those concerts at the Fine Arts Center, so it was a great experience.
Okay, well, that's good.
nice.
I've listened to their music, but I haven't actually been to, because of, So how much are they asking for out of 19,000?
They're 750 out of 19.
Only 750, yeah.
750.
So it's quite modest, really.
Yep.
Mhm.
Okay.
And the application was done very well. They had a lot of information in there.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, and then there was even this. I thought, yeah, like, yeah,
they
added
always
Yeah.
have a lot of information to give you.
yeah. Yeah. We're just gonna go through all of it. Okay. All right.
Clapham Hill apply every year. They are a local institution. They used to play at the Grafton, at the Apple Tree Arts. 2 concerts a year.
Mhm.
And this is beforehand. So they did the last time we funded them for this activity was back in 2020.
Yeah, so they have dates, they have a venue.
And it's local.
Mhm.
Yeah. For 2 dates, they might be exaggerating their number a little bit, but
They are. But they used to exaggerate it even more, so that's not bad.
yeah, I know, they've knocked it back. Maybe they paid
It
attention
was
to
like
this.
2,000 before, or was it 3,000? I can't
Questioning it.
remember. But anyway,
Especially on a January, like on a 5 o'clock in January, it'd be like super cold, right?
Oh,
You want
yeah.
like 500 people
well,
to
people
turn
do
up.
do
That's
go out for things
amazing.
like that. But last time they had a council one in January because of snow.
Mm.
Yeah.
So again, I thought their application was done pretty well.
Yes.
Yeah, they're
Lot of
very
detail.
polished.
So their
Very
budget
polished.
is 7,250. They're asking for 1,000, probably
1,200,
just
right?
to cover their 1,200. Sorry, 1,200.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and
Well, they
then,
also know we never give them their full grant, so
right, yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Aim
But they
high.
can get the rest. They'll get the rest from. Let's
Well,
see.
people-
Any
people
other
pay-
local
pay-
private donations?
Mhm.
Yeah. And then,
but
you know,
note the knife going in there. It's the only town because
Yeah.
this is at
I
Grafton.
was gonna say, yeah, it's the only town that they're asking from. Mhm.
yeah,
Right, which is fair enough,
yeah. So,
Obviously, no one from Westborough ever goes to Grafton. No one from Northborough ever goes to Grafton. No one from Worcester ever goes to Grafton.
right. Well, I didn't have an issue with their application at all, so
No,
I would
that's
want to
right.
keep them in there for consideration.
Sure. We usually do give them a grant. So
Yeah,
Town of Grafton
this is
This is the,
for,
concert
Oh,
series.
that's the
Recreation
rec,
department.
Grafton Rec Department.
yeah,
I
Yep.
just spoke with Jen last week. Summer
they're saying
concert.
Grafton Common. I wonder if it'll actually be Grafton Common this summer. What do
July,
you think,
yeah.
Ann?
Last time, yeah.
My fingers are crossed that the at least bandstand will be done by then. Most of the parts, except for
Yeah.
painting. Maybe the painting will come at the very end because they need to get all the structures up and then
Mhm.
2000. Wow, for Grafton Common.
I would, so it's
That'd be
not, I
cool.
don't think that they mean for all at one time. I think just
No, that's
throughout the
for the whole-
series, because,
series, yeah.
not everybody goes to every Wednesday
There's usually 6,
event,
aren't
but it's
there?
always really nice. My cat agrees, sorry. I don't know if you heard her just now.
They, that's funny. They do get a lot of people for the 4th of July, for sure.
Yeah.
So I didn't have any issues when I read
We
through
always,
this.
we always support them,
Yep,
duty bound.
always good. And yeah, and their application was fine. There was no issues, I thought.
Yep.
I didn't
I
see
agree.
anything.
The only thing that's interesting about the application this year is they've changed the budget amount to make them much higher.
Oh,
Because
Does
last
he
year, I
mean-
think the budget was 2,000 or something like that, and at 2,200.
yeah,
And they asked us 2,000, they asked us for 3,200 or something like that. But anyway, they definitely put the amount up. Maybe it's all the cost of renewing the Grafton Common bandstand.
yeah. And then they're requesting 1,500 this year.
Yeah, which is less.
That's
than
about-
100.
That's
Out
how
of
much they
40.
normally ask, right?
Yeah.
Well, they asked for 2,200 last year.
Oh,
So, yeah, so their budget went up by 2,000, right?
But they only gave 5 concerts because they had problems with rain
hmm.
Mhm.
and the change in venue.
Did we fund them all? Did we give them the entire funding last year?
We usually give them what they ask for.
Yeah.
Yeah. And last year was a little different because there were so few applicants that we were almost able to fully fund everyone who applied. But this year, it's not like that.
No, that's right.
But
Oh, yeah, we
we'll,
have to think because this year is, I mean, going to 2022 is very different, right? It's almost like the year of awakening, right? Everybody wants to come out and do something, after the
Yeah.
hopefully the post-pandemic era. A lot of activities, outdoor activities. We see a surge of all those activities coming up.
Right, there's other people who are behind on this. So I think that's fine. So the next one is Whipple.
let me, Kirk Whipple, is this the dueling
So this is the guy with
pianos?
pianos that we negotiated with last year. They did the performance on Grafton TV.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Coming back for more.
How much did we fund them for last year? I don't remember.
I believe it was a very small amount.
750.
But I'm sorry, 650?
750.
Oh, 750. Oh, so it isn't a huge increase that they're
Mhm.
asking for, but they don't know us. They don't know how we'll slash everything to get everyone to fit. All right.
Well, we gave them a full grant last time because
Yeah. I never saw their program.
it was a good program. I enjoyed it.
Was it good?
It was good. I did think it was good. I don't know how many people watched it, but it was good.
Yeah,
Certainly their performance was good.
good. So wait, I forget. They have just a vague.
Yeah, it's a vague, because remember it was quite vague last year because of the.
Yeah. Yep. And it'll be on
I think
the,
that once the TV puts it on, it usually repeats it and repeats it and repeats it and repeats it. So
right. So, oh, my earbuds fell out.
I like the thank you note.
I always appreciate thank you notes too. Yeah.
You know what? I don't remember reading it.
So they do piano, solo, duo.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool. Flamenco.
Performance art, music and tango.
Mm-hmm.
They had a lot of, I think they were pretty good. Okay, so
They're asking for not a lavish amount, right? It's like 800. and change, 8:25.
Yeah.
Eight
I don't think-
25.
And it's at local TV, so.
Yeah.
I think that's okay. And then the last one is someone who's a bit dubious.
Yeah, who is this person?
So why do people keep leaving the towns out? It must be
Edgewater.
a new
What is
new
this?
format, you know.
Yeah, I don't know why. So where's
I don't know
O2?
what 02359 is. I think I might mention that to Ricky, but not seeing
Pembroke.
the
Oh, wow.
Is he from
town.
Pembroke? Because that is in his email address.
Is it
Oh,
Pembroke? Yeah, it is Pembroke.
where's Pembroke?
It's in
I don't
his.
know.
It's where, it's what?
Hmm.
It's in
Oh.
Massachusetts.
Somewhere in Massachusetts.
I don't
know.
remember where it is.
This one also does not have a secured venue.
No, this
Okay,
was a
let's go down.
fishing. I felt it was a fishing expedition.
Yeah, I had written it off as being a fishing.
Library, senior center, or other suitable town building.
Yeah.
Mm,
So we would write to them and tell them, and it's on our instructions, you know, it has to be date and venue, and you know, it's just a fishing.
Yeah. So I was disinclined to. Just because we have so many applicants and we don't, even though it's a modest amount and it's $650,
But
but
we shouldn't be rejecting anyone for just because of that, Julie, but.
no,
if
no,
we
no,
have-
I'm just saying like, even we had, I felt like,
you just know, members of the council, that if we reject someone, they have a right to challenge us.
right. No, well, mainly because
And
of the
they
date.
challenge us by writing to the Massachusetts Cultural Council and telling them that we have been unfair.
Right.
So,
Well, no, I thought it would be fair. I mean, it was he's from out of town. He doesn't have a venue. He doesn't have a date.
anyone interested in the project itself?
I haven't read it too much. Let's see. So who's the audience again? Hold down.
Oh,
Anyone like
what?
country music?
Target audience.
I mean, country music or something
Where's
else.
the,
You scrolled past it, go back up.
I did, I'm sorry, I'm
It's
not.
okay. There you go, right there.
All right. Mid. Okay, residents and seniors.
Oh,
So it looks like Pembroke is South Shore.
It is, I just looked at it near Hanover and, or
Hanover,
Situate.
Marshfield.
Yeah.
Kingston.
Yeah, and has he applied to any other councils? Maybe this is one of those. Again, it's a fishing expedition.
well, the issue is he doesn't have a venue or date.
Right,
That
I
too,
guess
yeah,
it's Grafton.
of course.
he doesn't mention if he's applied to other places.
He's just fishing.
Yeah. Like,
This is a museum
yeah,
granting. It's a music grant for music center.
The trouble is he misses out the point that if he's going to do it, he has to have already booked it.
right.
Mhm.
Yeah,
So, yeah,
Does anyone think it's interesting enough materials that invite him to? I mean, you know, because we have been more lenient in COVID times. Does anyone think it's exciting enough for us to bend?
I think it's
I mean, to be honest,
interesting.
even if we grant this to him, he might not attend. He might not come down because he's pretty far away.
What do people think?
I think it's interesting. I mean, I know that, you know, people that are senior citizens tend to like country music. My dad is, you know, in his 70s, and he's always said that he started liking country because he can understand the words and the beats are always very nice. You know, we disagree on that, but I think it's nice if something like if couples can join together, and I think it's worth having a conversation with. I mean, if he's willing to travel,
Well, he said he's willing to travel.
yeah. So I don't want to completely reject it.
So does anyone want to ask, Sarah, would you like to talk to him?
Yeah, I'd
See
love
whether
to.
he
I
thinks
can
he
reach
can
out
get
to him.
if he can get a venue and date and
He does have
sponsor.
a webpage. Did he put any information? Like, you know,
That'd be good.
sometimes
Yep.
I'm just on his website right now. If you're a
Is that
member
your-
of a local culture council in Massachusetts, there's a bunch of information below and at this link.
Oh, so it sounds like he's applied to probably a lot.
Mm,
This says this was a October update. He has one review from a Sandy Nichols who said she loved his concert.
Did you say one review?
Yeah,
mm-hmm. What does he have for the budget there? Can we scroll up a little?
It's
Maybe
weird that he
puts in-
put 150 for space rental if he doesn't have a space, though.
I was gonna say,
Well,
I was
he's
wondering about
estimating it, isn't
that, and
he?
I was wondering about the travel and transportation.
You probably, I see it as a placeholder
Yeah,
because he didn't
Mhm.
have.
So
Yeah,
we have a choice. We can either reject him based on the fact he doesn't meet the criteria, or we could ask Sarah to talk to him to see whether he would be able to secure a space within Grafton to do his concert. But we couldn't promise all that money though. We just had to ask him whether he's got any explain to him he needs to have a venue in Grafton.
yeah. I mean, I'd be willing to reach out to him and ask him those questions, and dependent upon his answers, I think we could review it.
The issue is that we have to reject him soon if we're going to reject him.
Yeah,
If we don't reject him, we have to give him something, but not necessarily the amount he asked for.
so I could reach out to him tomorrow. What kind of time do we want to give for him to get an answer back to us? Do we think like 3 days is reasonable?
Yeah, because I got to write. I mean, we got to vote on the rejections. That's a problem. So we have to meet again to go from the rejection.
Well,
Yep.
yeah.
The alternative is we just simply say that can you do it? And if he can't get an answer back, which are satisfactory answer by the time we meet next, we just simply give him a very small amount, and they won't get enough money to bother to come.
Yeah.
he has a concert tomorrow night at Off the Rails in Worcester.
Okay.
Oh, he has a bunch. He's like 3 concerts.
I sort of feel if people think he might have an artistic interest, which people will be interested in having here, then let's pursue it further, not reject him. The other thing is, Sarah, you could ask him whether he thought about having a concert like in the senior. Is the senior centre open anymore in Grafton?
I don't know.
Maybe you could do one in the summer at Mill Village Park.
You know who would know is Lisa Kelly. She
Right.
works with the senior center.
yeah, it's the Grafton Rec. No, that's Jen.
Because I think it's too late to. The thing is, if he doesn't get this year, he could apply next year to through Grafton Rec to try and get a space in their concert series.
I get a feeling it's not a big band. It's a small, very small. Maybe it's
Sounds
just
like it's
himself.
him,
Or,
actually, doesn't it?
I think it's
You
just
think-
him.
I
The
think it's just him.
pictures just have him.
I was gonna say, it sounds in the application, if you scroll up, it said he would be doing it mostly himself, and then his wife is a videographer.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right there. Oh, go down, go down. slow. Right there.
Yeah.
Keep going a little bit more. I think it's the next section. Yep,
Yep.
right there. I'll be primarily doing this alone.
But I mean, he's obviously, you know, if he's best male performer by New England, but in New England, he must be pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, so,
So the question is, do we reject him and tell him to get what he needs to do to get accepted next year? Or do we approach him and see if he can organize something quickly without bringing him to be able to promise him the funds?
Well, I think he needs to secure a venue, and if he has like confidence in doing this, then we can, you know, work with him.
So do we sort of feel, okay, just to ask another question. If we feel if he does secure a venue and a date, do we think it's something we would probably fully fund?
It's a small amount of money.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think given that, but also given the number of applicants that we already still have, I think if he can secure a venue and a date that quickly, I would be open to, you know, giving him at least partial what he's asking for. I don't know if I would fully fund it. Because I don't
I
know how
agree.
much $100 would be for travel. Like I can't envision that being that much.
But we might give him say 450 or something, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay, well, that would be enough for him to make a decision on. Okay, so why don't you talk to him, Sarah, and see if he can get a venue and date, and then rather than rejecting him, we'll keep him in there and basically discuss it. You know, if he's got a venue and date by the time we meet again, then we just give him a grant.
Okay.
But we can't promise a full amount. We're not going to promise a full amount to him, obviously. So.
No.
But if
All right,
if
I'll
he
reach out
didn't
to him
like
tomorrow.
the idea, then we wouldn't bother to do it. We would just reject him, but because we can. But if
Yeah.
we like because we like the idea, it would be worthwhile trying to encourage them to find. I mean, we have been much more flexible, despite the local rules. We are a lot more flexible at the moment.
Mhm. Okay.
Okay,
Yeah, I
that's
can reach
great.
out to
So-
him tomorrow.
Thank you, Sarah. Thank you.
Mhm.
So that's a question mark. So that concludes the panel.
yes, indeed. Yep.
And the next item on the agenda is the rejections. Does anyone need the agenda up again?
Oh, let me go back to that. And let me find it.
I'll find my own one somewhere.
No, here's my agenda. Here's our agenda.
Okay,
Decide
Alright.
any rejections.
so we decided the rejections as we went along, but I just want to clarify which ones they are. That is basically the Andrew Harms folk, jazz and film music,
Mhm.
and the Alex Leff Cycle
Yep.
of Memory,
Mhm.
Yep.
and the 7 hours season.
Yes.
Yes, those
Those are
three.
the three rejections
three.
that we've agreed to.
Yep.
I think because it's on a separate agenda item, can we just have a vote for those rejections again? Chair, please. Just the three rejections.
So I need a motion then.
So I'll motion that we reject those three entities.
I second.
Okay,
Okay.
all right, so this is a vote again to reject the 7 Rs, 54th anniversary, something I didn't write it all out. Andrew Harms and Alex Laff, which is
Yeah.
the cycling.
Mhm.
All right, so the roll call, Mita,
Aye.
Danny,
Aye.
Pan,
Aye.
Sarah,
Aye.
Christina,
I
and Julie is aye, so that motion passed.
You. And that was all. Apart from, does anyone have any issues about the follow-up meeting?
So our next one is going to be December 8th, but I was thinking like, should we meet to decide on the the last one, the last
I think we have decided, Pan, I think we decided to ask him to see if he can secure a date and venue. And if he does, then we will give him a grant.
In
Okay,
years
we don't need to
past,
vote again to do
No.
that. Okay.
no, in years past, what's happened is I've reached out to individuals or organizations and asked them for clarification on some of the things that we needed to understand. And then typically I'd have a phone call or communication with them that way, and then have them put it in writing and email me, or I would send an email to our council that we don't need to reply to, but just to give an update, like, here's what was discussed, here's what they said.
That would be excellent, Sarah. Thank you.
Mhm.
So one of the reasons why we're waiting till December the 8th to the next meeting is because we need to issue the rejection letters, which I'll be writing this week, and then we have to wait 2 weeks for them to respond to the letter.
Mhm.
And if they choose to challenge our rejection, then that has to go through an arbitration process. So basically, we would have to meet. If they challenged us, we'd have to discuss that at the next meeting, and then put off making decisions on the amounts until that meeting, till after that meeting, in fact. But that doesn't normally happen. We only had one person rejected who argued. That was 7 years ago, I think. And they didn't argue officially, they argued unofficially. They kept sending emails.
Oh,
So they
That's
have
fun.
to do it in writing. Like,
Well, they're supposed to write. They have to basically object to Massachusetts Cultural Council.
yeah. So when do we let the rest of the applicants know, like, if they've been accepted and so on?
When we have the next meeting, we'll decide what they get, and that information will be followed up by approval letters telling them what they get. It'll also be in the minutes of the meeting, but the main way of letting them know is approval letters.
Okay, gotcha.
But the requirement to send those out is usually not until January 2022. So that's usually when we send out the letters, January or February.
Yeah, because there are a few events that are coming up really fast. Like,
Yeah, I don't think normally people don't hold the event because they haven't received the information. They usually hold the event anyway and then ask for money. So yeah.
all right.
Anyway, hopefully we'll meet again on December the 8th, and we'll have got 20 grants. 20, is it 20 left? And then we can decide how the money's divided up between those 20.
It's kind of nice. There's so many.
Mhm.
It is. I mean, what I
Yeah.
hoped for was a lot of people applying, because
Yeah.
with 11,000 to give out, we need a certain number of applicants.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Very nice. Sorry. Pardon me.
So the only thing is that I just wanted to remind you that before we meet again, assuming everything goes smoothly, can you please think about that individual 20 applicants and how come at the meeting with some sort of idea about how much you would think they should be funded for,
Mhm.
because otherwise it's going to take us a long time to do it. But just a general rule, if it's very local, like the Grafton Public Library or the Grafton Rec Department or Grafton Artist, or we would not, or school, particularly schools, we would usually fund them in full if we can.
Agreed.
Yep, I agree.
Excuse me.
But of course we can't discuss it outside the meeting. This is why I'm mentioning it now. So
Right. Okay.
Okay, if there's any reason why I have a problem with sending out the rejection letters or anything else happens, I will let you know. But other than that, we'll meet again on December the 8th.
December the 8th, same time, right? It's going to be a 6:30
6:30,
again.
okay.
30, yeah.
Very
That's
good.
great.
Very good. Do I hear a motion to adjourn?
I motion to adjourn.
So I second.
Very nice. Okay, Mita,
Aye.
Danny,
Aye.
Ann,
Aye.
Sarah,
Aye.
Christina,
Aye.
and Julie is a no. No. Sorry. I declare it passed, and we'll see each other soon.